Stuck at home because of the COVID-19 quarantine? You know, it's always a good comforting food? Chocolate chip cookies. Hi, I'm Dr. Kirby from the Department of Biology. I've taught hundreds of students intro bio, that's where many of you might know me from. But some of you have taken my honors cooking class, The Science of Good Cooking. Today, I'm going to give you some tips on making chocolate chip cookies from a variety of styles.
I like cookies more than I like diseases. I like chocolate chips more than I like your sneezes.
When making cookies, there's lots of different styles of chocolate chip cookies. Some people like thin and crispy cookies. Some people like them pretty cakey. I like them chewy myself. Today we'll talk about the science behind these things and how you mix up these same exact ingredients in different ways to make all these different styles of cookies. For thin and crispy cookies, we're going to melt the butter. For the other types, we're going to use a technique called creaming the butter.
And take all this on yourself, 'cause you never been the last toilet paper roll on the shelf. 'Cause baby, we were born to make cookies with each
When making the cookie recipe from the package, it usually only calls for only baking soda. Baking soda is a chemical leavener, which means that sodium bicarbonate inside of it reacts chemically to make CO2 gas, which causes the cookie to rise. That actually has to react with an acid, which in this recipe is brown sugar. Another trick to do this, though, is to not use baking soda, but instead use baking powder, or a combination of the two. The interesting thing about baking powder and how it's different than baking soda is that it contains the acid inside of it. So the two combine together on their own. The other cool thing about baking powder is that it's double acting, meaning it does that when you mix things up, but then also in the oven, when the cookie reaches 140 degrees, another chemical reaction happens to cause the CO2 to burst later. This will give you taller, rounder cookies versus baking soda, which often gives you much more flatter and crisper cookies. For a cakier cookie, the ratio of flour needs to be higher than sugar. So in our recipe, I'm just going to reduce the amount of sugar.
If you don't want to make cookies with me, I'll find another.
So here we have the three different cookie doughs. This is the thin and crisper one. You can see it's a lot wetter and moister, so it will fall down, spread out, cook dark. Here's the chewy one, so better structure, better resistance. It's going to keep that structure as it blows up and form a nice cookie, but keep the dense moisture inside. And then here's this cakey one. You can see kind of flakes apart. So that'll be a nice flaky cookie when you bite into it.
Making cookies can never be.
Hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes. Hey Google, play Following Crooked Lines by Beard.
Sure, playing the album Following Crooked Lines on Google Play Music.
Of course, nothing goes better with chocolate chip cookies than a glass of milk. And to pair it, what I like to do is add a little splash of heavy whipping cream and just a little splash of vanilla, just to pair those complements together. All right, let's check these out.
Baby, we
Oh
can
yeah,
make
they're great.
cookies.
Three different cookies, same ingredients, different ratios. Crispy, chewy, cakey. Crispy one you can see a lot thinner, a lot tougher. Chewy one, when you take a bite into it, much more moist crumb. And the cakey one, of course, really light and fluffy. Crispy cookie crumbles right on the plate. Really nice crunch to it. It's perfect. Chewy cookie, a lot more softer of a bite, not that crunch, nice and moist. Cakey cookie, real nice and fluffy, perfect lightness to it. I know it's a hard time to be away from the pack, but this is a good time to work on those skills. When we get back together, we can have some great parties with the best cookies. Go Yotes.
I'm gone, but I'll be back tomorrow. You left behind all of this sorrow. Don't know why I carry it around. Guess that I